everyone, I hope you're doing really well at home. Today's class is going to be all a seated Hatha class, so a traditional style of yoga known as Hatha. Sometimes Hatha is a bit more flowy, but this we're going to do all seated. Our theme for today's practice is about grounding and grace, so we're going to be focusing on our lower chakras, predominantly the lower chakra, which is our muladhara. The colour of this chakra is red, and so if you would like to visualise, if you want to close your eyes at any point, you want to visualise the colour red, you're very welcome to. It can be really sort of centering, grounding thoughts as well. In doing so, focusing on this chakra and sort of using these postures to really ground us can really help to bring about a sense of self, to realise that you are enough, to realise that you are supported, and that can be really good, especially at this time when everything's quite busy and there's lots of change going on in the world. So we're going to start off in our comfortable seat. If you would prefer something a little bit different for today, is to take Baddha Konasana. So don't worry about holding on. If you want to be on a block, you're welcome to. You can hold on to the ankles rather than the feet. Just sit and lift yourself up a little bit taller. Of course, as always, you listen to your body, know what feels good, know what feels right. If you have any niggles or injuries, just be mindful of these, even though we're going to be seated and grounded for a lot of the practice. Know that there's no need to push and strive for the postures. Today, if you have blocks, if you have straps to help you, especially a strap or a towel, just make sure that you have that close by as you begin to settle in if you need to move and wriggle first. So just this chakra, the sense is the sense of smell. So if you have any incense or if you have anything around you, perhaps even just some perfume or anything that you like, might be quite nice just to use that just to ground you, so to bring you into the present. So as you close down the eyes and just settle in, start to really feel your sitting bones, your tailbone, dropping into the earth, into your block, into your mat. Start to listen out for your breath. You can lengthen through the spine just slightly by taking your chin towards your chest. And we're just going to stay here and just take a scan of the body, starting from the tips of the toes. Making our way all the way through the feet, the arches, the top of the tarsals, the heel bone, the ankle, moving into the shin, the calf muscle, the back of the lower leg, working your way into the knees. There's no need to move the body part, just bring your awareness there, into your thighs, your inner thigh, the groin, the hip flexors, all the way around to the buttocks, the lower back, back round into your belly center. And just take a moment to hold there and just focus on the lower body. Lowering, supporting you, stabilizing you. Feel yourself rooting into your mat. And then start to just work your way all the way up through your spine. Don't worry too much about your arms, your limbs. Just work your way all the way up the spine. Visualize your back body, vertebra by vertebra. Until you get to mid-spine, shoulder blades, upper back, the neck, base of the skull, the back of the head, and then the crown of the head. Sit lovely and tall. Come back into your breath. Perhaps you might need to just move the toes. Perhaps you just release the legs into a comfortable cross leg. You let the arms just go. And then from there, I'm just going to move my block. You're welcome to keep it there. You're just going to drop into a forward fold. So in this cross leg posture, dropping and a forward fold. And you may only get just to the palms down, the chin into the chest, and that is all good there. Chin into the chest. You can keep the eyes closed or begin to flutter the eyelids open. Sit lovely and tall through the spine. With the shoulders a roll all the way up, back and down. And then from this position, you're very gently just going to start to take chin to chest and then roll the head from side to side. As you roll over to the left, you're going to start to walk the left hand out and reach over with the right arm, keeping the right leg down. Gaze can come down at the left side. Slowly roll yourself all the way through, right hand down, left arm over. Roll yourself through, lift both arms all the way up, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, draw the arms all the way down. Inhale, lift them up. Really feel your tailbone, sitting bones grounding you. So feel the weight of your arms coming all the way through, anchoring yourself into the mat. Exhale, draw the arms down. From there, you're going to stretch the right leg nice and long, flex the foot, keep the left foot all the way in, the sole into the inner thigh. And you're just going to start to walk yourself down. So you can slightly turn yourself around, walking down. Flexing through the foot. Don't worry about how low you go, just lead with the crown of the head. So you should start to feel that a little bit more on your lower back. Keep pushing through that left leg so it doesn't inwardly rotate or you don't lift off the left side. So both hips are pressing equally down into the mat. And then you might want to take a little bit of an opening. So you keep the right hand onto the leg, onto the bottom of the foot, and then just look over the left shoulder. And the left hand can just dangle onto the lower back, onto the hip. Just open up. Might even be able to take a bind there, wrapping the hand all the way through. And then as you release and turn, this time you're going to start to turn the foot. I'm going to turn to the side a little bit more and drop the big toe underneath the thigh. Really turn yourself around there and walk your hands down the outside. Again, lead with the crown of the head as you lower into Janu Shirasana. flexing the foot, chest, belly down into the thigh, holding onto the very outside. Or the calf, keeping a little micro bend in the knee. Know that you can always place cushions underneath the knee there, or underneath the knee on the side. Holding and breathing. Taking your time to lower down. And that's the joy of this practice, is we're not flowing and moving in and out of postures quickly. You've got an opportunity to hold, to breathe, to settle in. Slowly begin to lift, and we're going to work through the other side. So as you turn yourself back, you're going to lift through the right leg, draw that in, and then take the left leg nice and long. So again, the sole of the foot comes to the inner thigh. Slightly turn yourself around and just lower yourself through. So that should feel quite nice to come onto the other side. Perhaps move the flesh from your bottom on the left side. You should feel that down the right side of the lower back. Holding there. Inhaling. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Leading with the crown of the head. So you're slightly off center in this first stretch, and then that allows you to come into the side body. So again, the hand can come to the outside, or perhaps you just hold on, taking that hand to the right thigh to open up, to twist just slightly, gazes over that right shoulder. You might even take a bind and lift up that little bit taller. Flexing through that left foot. And then when you're ready, as you release, you turn yourself to the side that little bit more, taking the big toe underneath the hamstring, working your hands down the very outside of that left leg, dropping into Jani. So keep pressing that right side down, leading with chest and heart. Again, if you have a towel or anything, you can always drop that underneath the knee there so you're not hyperextending down. You can use your strap, which is rolled up, piece of clothing, anything that you have. Breathing in and breathing out. So start to feel that connection that you have with the mat, and it might be that you drop your hands down today. You might just feel your knees and your hips pressing down. Last breath, and release. Begin to roll up. From there you're going to cross the legs over, roll yourself through, take those legs, drop them down, curl the toes under and drop yourself back into that little toe squat. Now this can be quite a lot, so you might need a block to sit on or some cushions. Moving your little toe, and you should start to really feel the openness of your feet. Hands can come down to the tailbone under, and we're just going to stay there. You can always release at any point. If you'd like to release, there's the option of lifting, taking the feet wide and dropping into Malasana. A lovely grounding posture. Otherwise you can stay in your yogi toe squat for a little bit longer. Moving the little toes again. And finally, we're all going to release into that Malasana. So again, you might still have that block behind you, and that's all good. You can sit on, block onto that cushion, lower those hips, press the knees nice and wide, holding it there. Try and turn the toes out. If those heels don't touch, don't worry. You can always point the hands down and just release if you need to at any point. And slowly release the hands. Drop down onto the knees again. Hands out. Knees underneath. Plant down through the tops of the feet from there. Fingertips forwards, coming into a cat stretch. And as you come into that cat stretch, I want you to really press down through the feet. Inhale, come into cow. And again, firmly press down through the feet. So make it really active. We often don't use the feet as much as we should do in this pose, or as we could do. And then come into neutral spine. As you come into neutral spine, you're going to lower yourself down onto the forearm, stretch those legs behind you, and come into Sphinx pose. Again, press down through the feet. Holding there. So if you have your strap handy, perfect. From there, you're going to lift the legs and just take a hold of the leg lift. If you can bring your toes together, stay there. So this is a really nice grounding pose. We can really feel our pelvis pressing down into the mat. Shoulders away from the ears. And then release both legs down to the mat. From there, you're going to sweep your left hand towards heart center, bend through the right knee, and take a hold of the right foot. And you might stay there in this half bow, and you might press your foot away. It might feel nice to lift up. Option is to come all the way down and use your hand to draw that foot in, and you might even then move the hand forwards. So work with what you need today, whether you need the hip flexor, the quad stretch, or whether you need some openness through the upper body as well. Here's the option to use the strap as well. So if you have that strap, you can always lace it round, just as having to unravel it all. You can always lace it round the foot, taking hold of the foot if that's a little bit easier. I should have unraveled it a little bit more. But there is the option from there of just taking hold and drawing that down, if that works for you a little bit better. Or you can come all the way back through, placing the hand down and pressing the foot away. And releasing down. As we release down, we're going to drop the right foot again. Move the hips from side to side, just release. Place the hands underneath, elbows underneath the shoulders, and slide yourself back up into Sphinx. Knees are quite wide here. Again, the option to hold, or the option to bend through the legs and bring the feet together. So it's a little bit more intense for the lower back. You can certainly feel you can widen your hips, almost like a frog's pose. And then again, right hand can come to the mat, to the midline, towards the heart. You can release the legs, take hold, bend through the left, and take hold of the left side. And you might stay there, and that might feel, the opening through the shoulder might feel good. You might feel an opening still through the legs. The hamstring is working. Or it might feel better for you today to lower and to draw that heel towards your bum. And of course you can still do the same if you're up nice and high. Just work with what feels good for you. So here I've got my foot right into the crease of my elbow, drawing that foot down. Inhaling and exhale. And releasing. As we release, start to come all the way onto the fingertips again. Curl the toes under this time. Lift yourself up, back and down into child's pose. Fingertips walking away, forehead to the mat, and holding there. You're going to start to lower the forearms down. As you lower the forearms down, start to rise through the hips. Start to slide those forearms forwards. And walk the fingertips away, slowly coming into puppy pose or melted heart. Again, the option is to use your blocks, bring the earth a little bit closer for the forehead or for the chin. Slowly release, slide yourself back. This time the hands can come forwards for the forehead to balance onto, and really lower your sitting bones, your lower back, all the way down. So we want to keep these poses as active as possible. Even in this child's pose, I'm actively trying to push my hips back. I'm still drawing my elbows wide to find space through my shoulders. Releasing, walking those hands back out, lift all the way back up onto all fours. From there we're going to begin to slide our left knee towards our left wrist. Begin to walk that left foot away, so almost like it's coming towards our right side, and then we're going to stretch that right leg back, coming into our pigeon pose. And again, we're keeping this active, so I'm up on my fingertips, pressing firmly down through that back right foot, shoulders away from the ears, holding it there. Trying to get both hips down, so if both hips aren't sort of down or lowering, you might want to place a block underneath this left hand side. Keep finding length, make sure the back foot isn't sickling so the ankle isn't turned in or turned out. And you can work through your variation. So again, if you have a strap, I'm just going to undo mine and do it properly this time. So if you have your strap, you may want to even put your strap around, or a towel around that back foot. So if you're working with your strap, you go through 2 loops. If you have loops, back through 1. Just like a seat belt. Then you may find that you can place that strap onto the back foot and you can draw the knee in, or the ankle in, and there's a bend at the knee. Then you can hold there. Working with your king pigeon, of course you can take the strap nice and high and just find some length, and that might be enough today. Bending the knee back in and working with what feels good. If you know when you feel like you want to lower down onto the forearms, you're welcome to hold it there. And then when you're ready, coming onto the fingertips, we're going to slide that right knee all the way in towards the arch of the foot. As we do that, we get our shin lining up with the short edge of our mat, and we begin to turn our body over to that left hand side, pushing through that right hip, squeezing back, coming into our deer pose. And you really want to push your hip through, working, twisting around, staying active in both feet. Using your breath, perhaps lowering onto the forearms, bringing the earth a little bit closer if you need to by using a cushion, a blanket, or lowering yourself down to the earth. And then as you lift and come back up, starting to release, you're going to keep this right leg exactly where it is in this Hatha, and then stretch the left foot nice and long. As the left foot goes long, you're going to walk yourself down into a forward fold. And again, this is where your strap can be used. If you have a strap or a towel, again, wrapping the strap around, taking that forward fold. Inhaling and exhale. Shoulders away from the ears, lowering yourself down. If it's too much for this leg, of course you can turn it round so your sole is to the inside. our 5 breaths there, and then we're already lifting up. As we lift, we're going to lift the sole up of that foot. Inhale, lift both arms all the way through. Exhale, draw your hands through. So the option to take a bind from there so the left hand can wrap around. And you can draw that foot back if that feels good. The right hand can come around to meet and you can take a bind. Or you can just keep the hands dropping down out in front. If you have a tendency to want to let the leg drop away, perhaps you keep just drawing it into there, keeping it active. And if you know you're always trying to lift the leg closer towards you, try and do the opposite and maybe you just create a bit more space today. Both tailbone, sacrum pressing downwards into the mat. Both sitting bones down. And then slowly as you lift all the way up, you're going to drop that left hand to the inside, right hand behind, and you're going to take a seated twist. Nice and easy. Feel the ground beneath you. Feel totally supported. Perhaps you visualize that colour red again if your eyes are closed. The exact shade that works for you, its vibrancy, its warmth. And then taking that close twist, so perhaps just holding the knee, drawing it in, or wrapping the arm around. As we rotate ourselves back through centre, the left leg goes nice and long again, it flexes. From there, the right leg whips all the way back, and either you place the right foot on top, or it comes to the side. Squaring ourselves back up, and we're going to come back into that forward fold. So it might be an option there today to place a block for the knee, and release. As you release, removing just your locked straps, stretch the right leg all the way out in front of you, feet together, flexing through the toes. If you have your strap again as the option, inhale, reach. Exhale, draw yourself forwards, taking hold of the strap and lowering into Paschimottanasana, our forward fold. Leading with the crown of the head, elbows are soft, eyes to the elbows, opening, coming forwards. Creating space through the collarbone. Really flex those feet so the legs are energized here. Sitting bones grounding and rooting you into the mat. If you need anything underneath those knees, please do so, please take something. A really good posture to close off the eyes, to go inside. And when you're ready, just begin to draw yourself up. Releasing the strap. Swinging those legs around. Coming back up onto all fours. Resetting the spine. Curling the toes under. And just feeling that drawing, that connection through the mat again. When you're ready, sliding the right knee towards the right wrist, working that right foot towards the left side, stretching that left leg behind you, and we're going to work exactly the same on the other side. So make sure the back foot isn't signaling again. Make this active, so really open up, press through the fingertips. If there's space with that right hip, you can always place a block, something underneath. Drawing the belly in. Again, it's the option of using the strap onto that back foot, So either taking your hand to draw the foot in, or using the strap behind you. Just taking it over the shoulder, finding balance, and make sure you are balanced on both sides before you take any variations of King Pigeon. Make sure you're not lowering into or dropping into the lower back too much. And you can do that by perhaps lifting up through the arms instead. And releasing. If you would prefer to lower yourself down, come onto all fours, staying there. Last couple of breaths. From there, sliding. This time that left knee comes into the right sole of the foot. The right shin is parallel with the short edge, and you begin to take that twist over the right hand side, drawing that left hip through, squeezing the bum, pushing the hip flexors through, working through the fingertips, perhaps lowering down, finding a little bit of a twist, keeping the feet active. Working yourself back up, and then from there you're going to stretch that right leg nice and long, and the left side is back. You can release the left calf muscle from underneath the thigh there, flex through the right side, inhale, lift, and exhale, lower yourself through. And again, you can use the strap to draw yourself down. Finding length, leading with the crown of the head. One more breath. As you release, lift the foot up. Inhale, lift through the arms. Exhale, dive yourself forwards, plant down through the fingertips. Make sure you're really planting down through the toes here as well, both sitting bones pressing equally. Feel your connection through the fingertips, through the feet, the sitting bones, the body lowering into the mat. You might want to take a bind there if that suits you, by reaching through that right arm, the thumb faces down, and reaching all the way around with those left fingertips. Two more breaths. So keep really working into your breath today, even though we're not perhaps working with one breath per movement, and inhale to lift and exhale to lower. Even in sitting in poses, try and work through your breath as much as you can. Inhale, create the space, and on the exhale, move into the space. On the inhale, as you lift and come all the way up, you're going to drop that right elbow, right arm into the right inside of the thigh, the knee, and look over into that easy twist. And of course, again, if it's too much on that left knee, you can always whip the leg around. And then just take that easy switch. The knee might have to drop in here a little bit, and then rotate round. A nice twist, a little internal rotation of the hip as well. Fingertips spreading nice and wide. Drawing the belly in. Gaze is down or behind you over those fingertips. And then as you stretch that right leg nice and long and just release, you're going to whip that left foot all the way around, taking the foot onto the hip crease and turning the sole of the foot round. As you do that, we're going to come straight into that forward fold. Again, using the strap if you'd like to. Reaching, so actually having the foot leg gives you a little bit more of something to reach over. Hips going backwards and down into the mat. And rolling up. As you release the foot, you might just want a windscreen wiper or move the legs a little bit. You're going to take the feet to the outer edges. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower through. And rather than taking hold of the feet, we're just going to drop our palms through. Edging ourselves down. Holding that. Inhaling. And exhaling. Inhaling. And exhaling. Bowing the head if you'd like to, walking yourself that little bit lower, and then drawing yourself up. As you roll up, just take a hold of the strap or your towel, scooting your bum towards your heels, rolling yourself all the way down onto the mat, knees into the chest. From there, just going to part the legs, take hold of the outside of the feet coming into happy baby. So the arms go to the inside, the hands go to the outside of the ankles or the feet, and hold there. The feet are flexing, you can really feel your lower back, mid back, upper back pressing into the mat. And then we're actually just going to release the right leg from there. It might be that the right foot just comes down, or you're able to stretch the foot all the way down to the mat and the whole leg drops. From that position, you're going to release the knee, drawing it in, and then taking your strap, working your strap around the foot, or perhaps just using your hands, and that's all good. Flexing the foot, lowering the shoulders. From there, taking the strap just with the left hand and working that leg out to the side. So a Supta Utthita Padangusthasana, making sure that right hip isn't rolling over, flexing the foot. There's no need to drop the foot all the way down. You want some activation and some tension through there. The shoulders are relaxed. On the inhale, draw the leg all the way back up. And as you draw it up, just going to cross hands, right hand onto the strap, and allow that foot to just go across. You don't want the hip to lift and to go into a spinal twist. You just want to hold it there. And this is a nice stretch. Big glute med, down through into the IT band as well. Shoulders stay down and relaxed. Foot stays flexed. Drawing the foot back through center, bend through the knee. Both knees in. Happy baby on that right side. Half happy baby, left leg goes down, all the way down to the mat. Holding it there. Drawing the right foot through and taking hold of the strap again. Flexing the foot, shoulders down and relaxed. So really starting to wind down now. Start to feel your body really grounding, being supported. Perhaps you're able to just close down the eyes. Taking the hands, or the strap, into the right hand and walking or just moving that leg out to the right. Flexing foot, keeping it nice and active, making sure that left side isn't moving away from the mat. Try not to grip and hold on with the right hip flexors. Inhale, lift all the way back up. Of course, you can stay there for as long as you like. If you need a bit more on one side than the other, strap into the left hand. Feel that stretch working up hamstring, IT band, gluteal muscles, maybe even into your calf and your perineal, the side of your calf. Knee comes back through center, releasing the strap, bending through the knee, just moving the strap to the side. Both knees in towards your chest, massage out the lower back. Now you have an option to come into a Shavasana of your choice, perhaps even coming into Supta Baddha Konasana using the strap today. So if you'd like to, you can make that strap that little bit bigger. Loop it all the way around the body, bringing the big toes and the feet together, dropping the strap underneath the feet so it's around my lower back, it's around my feet. And then from there you can make your strap tighter, move your thumb towards your heels, lower yourself all the way back. Taking your variation of restorative or a Shavasana pose that allows all of those stretches, those deeper stretches today, those grounding stretches, to really settle into the body. Relax the shoulders, and again, if you'd like to start to take a body scan or just work with your breath, the inhale and the exhale. The inhale creating that space, and as you exhale, feel yourself lowering and sinking into the mat that little bit more. Lowering and sinking into the mat. Lowering and sinking into the mat. So you're welcome to stay there, or if you'd like to, you can bring a little bit of movement back into the body. We're going to close our practice with a little bit of seated meditation, seated breath work. So releasing the strap if you're there. We're going to use a very grounding mudra. So coming into a seat that works for you. Closing down the eyes. Again, you can visualize the colour red. From there, we're going to take our thumb, which is the element of fire, and our ring finger, the element of earth, together in this mudra, extending the other three fingers away. Close down the eyes. So this Prithvi mudra. Otherwise, you're welcome to turn just the palms to face down. Ground yourself and center yourself. If you already have a mantra that you'd like to take, or perhaps just any thoughts, intentions that you would like to bring up now, that is all good. If you're working on any affirmations, you can bring those up now. Or perhaps just the sound, repeated sound of lam, lam, lam in your mind might work for you today. It's the sound, the word for our first chakra, first energy point in the body. Chin slightly into the chest, the full body lengthens. And just hold this seat. Just sitting and just be. into your breath. Slowing your breath down. And again, with every exhale, you feel yourself grounding. Of course, you can stay here for as long as you like. Maybe you have an extra 10 minutes in your day today where you can just sit here and be. Where you can feel your whole body supporting itself, but also being supported by the earth underneath us. When you're ready, begin to flutter the eyelids, move the fingers and the toes, draw your thumbs all the way through to heart center. Inhale through the nose, exhale out of the mouth. Living your life to its fullest, embracing your life with passion, bowing to the divine in each and every one of you, saying thank you so much as always for coming onto your mat. I hope you feel grounded, I hope you feel supported, I hope you feel really well stretched out. Namaste.